Racism is a conspiracy. The very idea and foundations of it are all conspiracies. You might be wondering, how is racism a conspiracy? Isn't it just a way of discrimination for belief of people and humanity? Well, I say different. I say racism, sexism, and any type of discrimination is all conspiracy. I could go and elaborate about this, but I'll basically go straight to the point. America has been around, it's basically a relatively young government. It's only been around for, about a little under 300 years. Hasn't been around for that long. All empires have risen and fallen throughout the years. Look at any great empire, the Ottoman Empire, the Roman Empire, and any other empire you look up has a period of its rise and fall state. And if you notice throughout these empires and their history of it, they all basically fall from rebelling within the inside. And this is how racism comes into play. Racism and discrimination has become a major topic for people nowadays and for as long as the 60s. You might be wondering, what's the source of racism? Why is there discrimination? The answer is simple. People from the top basically influence and actually instigate racism and discrimination. With racism and discrimination, you basically cause a divide among people, which is the lower class. The lower class outnumbers the higher class. The middle class and lower class, we're basically what brought this country into being. We're what brought this country up. The upper class, what do? They don't do shit. They're not responsible for anything at all. They just basically collect their money from stocks, corporations, and other forms of means of basically business. Meanwhile, they're collecting money from us, the people, who actually work for these institutions. We actually work to get our paycheck, which is minimal compared to what they get. We work in order to get food, housing, basic essentials. Meanwhile, they get the larger portion of the cake. Racism is designed so we won't be able to rebel. We have more power in numbers and unity than divided. We have more powers in being a united people instead of just being divided just because we look different from each other. We have different genders, different beliefs. When it all comes down to it, we are all the same. We're all systematically brought down by a system of oppression by the rich. And it's designed so we can quarrel and fight against each other instead of busy seeing the bigger picture. That it's not white people are the problem. Black people that are the problem. Asian, Hispanic, Native American, we're not the problem. The problem is the people that hold the power and that govern us and that oppress us. But they want us to busy fight with each other, that way we won't see the bigger picture. We are the ones that brought this country into being, and we are the ones that should be brought up, not oppressed. Instead, here we are, fighting and bickering amongst each other, busy wishing that we were rich, like we envy these people. We're busy wishing we were like these people. We even fight each other for positions as lapdogs for these people. And for what? Just to live like a minimal life? Just for that? We could amount to so much better. We deserve better. We are what made them into being. Without us, they are nothing. Without an empire to rule, they are not kings. And that is why racism is a conspiracy.